In your first book, The Imposter Syndrome, you spoke about, this concept of being an imposter. And I guess many leaders find themselves in those positions where they are this, but in fact they're that. Could you talk a little bit more about the imposter syndrome?
It travels with this whole notion around vulnerability. If I'm afraid of being wrong, or if I'm afraid of not having all the answers, then I'm going to put a lot of pressure on myself to get it right.
I lived the life. I was a real imposter. I was behind that mask. Imposter syndrome is when you feel like an imposter, but you really aren't one. You set some real high standards for yourself.
And that's particularly daunting if I'm in a new role where I've just been promoted into a bigger and broader role. I don't know everything. And so there's my challenge there. Do I pretend to know everything and therefore just close myself up to any source of being, any possibility of being scrutinized or deemed ineffective? I put this pressure to be perfect. And imposter syndrome is this fear that somehow you're going to be, found out to be a fraud or inadequate in that role.
Not perfect.
Not perfect in that role. People don't expect you to be perfect in that role. People want to help when you're on a learning curve. Folks who've been there before, who've walked in your shoes before, or for that matter, people who just want to assist you. It's very helpful to let people in. Sometimes people with imposter syndrome suffer in silence. That's a cardinal sort of symptom of imposter syndrome, is that you assume that nobody else can relate to what you're going through, when in fact 75% of the workforce will occasionally suffer this thing called imposter syndrome, where we go inward and go, holy crap, I'm not going to be able to live up to expectations, but I can't talk to anybody about it because I need to be the perfect leader.
And that dampens growth, I guess.
That's right.
Thanks, Harold. On behalf of Beyond Recruitment, we would like to say thank you for the work you are doing here in New Zealand to grow leadership capability, and it's wonderful working with you.